Yeah, that was fun. I've not done a deep dive into Lee's career, and that was so much fun to get. We got to a point where it's like, obnoxious how many races this guy was winning every year, and I thought that was fun to drive home to the listener there who's probably like, I know this guy was good and he got this shot to run the O'Reilly car this weekend, but now like this guy was out there winning an ungodly amount of races year after year after year, just going to any track he wanted to and just dominating. They must have been pretty disappointed and dejected when they would see Lee Pulliam pull into the Motor Mile after racing at South Boston one year, and he shows up at the first race at Motor Mile, and they're like, damn, is he going to be here every week? But the dude, you don't go win 15, 20 races a year at the same racetrack, year after year. But he's one of those guys, we talk about Butch Lindley. He won 500 short track races or some Larry Phillips won an ungodly amount of short track races. Ralph Earnhardt won some 400, 500 races in his time. There's all these guys that in certain decades were just winning everything. And Lee was that guy for a little, window of 5 to 6 years there. He was the guy. And so if there's a list of names that should have gotten an opportunity that never did, his name's got to be near the top. And, I'm glad he got a chance to drive the car this weekend. I'm glad he got a chance to say, hey, man, I know what that experience is like. I know what a weekend is like for these guys. I know what they go through. I know what they feel. I know the emotions. I know the nerves. I know the anticipation, all those things, right? He can only imagine before. Now he has a real understanding, and he's probably got a real appreciation for it, having been on the sidelines all these years. And we'll see what happens going forward, but he certainly deserves more opportunity. And it's one of them things where it's kind of like, hey, he's a guy that honestly I feel like does have a solid 8-year runway where he could go somewhere and be a very competitive, successful driver, at least at the truck or O'Reilly level for a team. So I just don't know how many opportunities there are out there for a guy that can't really bring much funding because, he's got some help, some support, but not the full season, not the big ticket that a lot of teams. There's, I think it'd be fun one day to sit down and do a spreadsheet of truck O'Reilly and go, yep, what's the level of funding the driver is bringing to this operation? Because it's more prevalent throughout the series than maybe we even realize, right? And Lee's not a guy that is going to be able to bring a giant amount of funding or a large sum of funding to get himself that type of opportunity. But, man, just fun to talk to him, fun to learn about his career, and